Hey folks, this is Kelani. Let's have a little look at what happened to the Cassians which broke away in Brightland's Rebellion. The chaps I'm talking about are the human Exiles, the founding race of the Exiles faction. So up until the rebellion, which occurred in the year 1378 AE, that's after the Empire was established, the Exile humans and the Cassians were one and the same. They shared the same history and they shared the same homeworld of Cassius. That means if you want to know all the ins and outs of the Exile humans, you'll need to brush up on your Cassian lore first. After the Vigilant Church was formed in 1376, any Cassian who could not trace their lineage to the great houses were considered inferior. This brought about quite a few changes in the social systems of Cassius, leading to a lot of civil unrest. This continued to grow and envelop more people as the radical changes affected more and more of the proud race. Eventually, the military resorted to force in an attempt to squash the uprising once and for all. This caused Seric Brightland, one of the Dominion fleet commanders, to forsake his race and all its ideals. After he gathered the Cassian resistance force and smuggled them onto his ship, Brightland led the rebels on a daring attack against the nearby Dominion High Command, destroying a number of military warships before they escaped. The unexpected raid left the Dominion fleet in shambles. After this first devastating hit-and-run strike, the rebels scored a few more surprising victories and a confident Brightland formed a government in exile of civilian and military leaders with an eye toward taking control of their homeworld. Sadly, the Admiral's early successes proved too costly in both lives and material resources as time wore on. The Dominion had the resources of many worlds to draw upon, but the Exiles had no refuge and no way to resupply. When the Dominion finally caught up to the Exiles, the ragtag fleet had no chance of escaping. Realizing this, Brightland evacuated his ship and set it on course for the Dominion flagship. Surprised by the suicide tactic, the Dominion fleet broke formation while the rebel ships escaped. Brightland and the Star of Dominus escaped and met with the other Exiles some hours later. Though they survived, both Brightland and the Star of Dominus had taken a beating. The ship was converted into an arc ship capable of being the Exiles' new home as they wander through space. Brightland was in worse shape and had to be put into cryo-freeze to preserve his life. To honour the Admiral's sacrifice, they renamed their new home the Gambler's Ruin. For the next 300 years, the Exiles roamed space, always one step ahead of the Dominion fleet that relentlessly pursued them. Due to lack of resources of any kind, as well as their isolation from Dominion advancements, the humans learned to reuse, recycle and retrofit. If something wasn't working properly, they'd either repair it or use its parts to make something else work. If something wasn't needed anymore, they'd rip it apart and make something which was needed. This adaptation was vital for the humans to survive in space. They advanced to the point of being able to create work droids and bots from scraps and junked models, as well as crafting medical cybernetics to replace lost limbs. As they explored beyond their maps, they came into contact with various races, the first of which were the Granok. These hulking giants of living rock had been roaming the stars as mercenaries ever since they were exiled from their home world, so they fit right in and served as extra muscle. Later in their travels, they came upon the Mordesh, who were having trouble with a Dominion blockade. One of their experiments had gone bad, leaving them with a deadly disease which ravaged their bodies. Their scientists were able to create an elixir to halt the degeneration of their bodies, but the Dominion left them to those who had already turned into monsters. The Exiles were able to smuggle the treated Mordesh through the blockade. With their advanced knowledge and technology, the Mordesh made a perfect addition to the Exiles. They were also granted hunted status by the Dominion due to their infection, so they didn't have anywhere else to go. The last race the humans befriended were the Orin. When supplies ran low and the Exiles were on their last leg, they happened upon a peaceful forest world. The native Orin took to the humans quickly and friendship soon sparked. But with the Dominion following every step they took, the Exiles knew that they couldn't stay long. They resupplied and moved on. Despite their careful precautions, the Dominion traced their movements to the Orin homeworld of Arborea. After the Dominion destroyed the majority of the Orin homeworld, the newly crowned Queen sent a distress signal to their human friends. The Exiles put together a daring rescue plan which involved landing evacuation vessels on the planet, while their fleet kept the Dominion busy. The plan worked, but at great cost. First, not all Orin could be evacuated, leaving some stranded on a ravaged planet. Second, the fleet had been damaged severely. Their repairs were only just in time to make their jump to Nexus before their supplies ran dry and the Dominion caught up once again. Seeing as they can't go back to their homeworld and the Gambler's Ruin wouldn't support their lives for long into the future, the humans sought to make Nexus their home, along with their new allies. It seems they'll have to fight for it, but that's nothing new when you're a human exile. Thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.